everyone, this is Kira's show here, and if you guys can visibly hear the audio difference, and that is because I had a theory, and I actually got it proved right. Basically, right now I'm in my car on my lunch break at work, and I just plugged my microphone from my video game headset into my phone. It fits, and it should be recording. Now then, because of this, if you guys see the picture on my phone, this is essentially Deku as a nomu. Now, this is actually the best picture I've found, and it's actually one of the only pictures that is not a Deku X Nomu, which people actually ship, which really disturbs me deeply. And also, it's actually one of the best pictures I've seen, because this what if someone has suggested and I was going to do. I started looking into it, and this is the best picture I could find. Oh, sorry about that. This is the best picture I could find that wasn't creepy or just plain silly. Now, because of that, I have been trying to find the original source I've found this picture from, because I found it on a different website, and I have actually been looking around, and I have not been able to find the original artist. I've been able to find a gunslinger who does a Nomu Deku, and then there's Alpha Deku. So I'm going to be looking further into this what if to try and find the actual artist of these pictures, because they deserve credit for the idea for the story. Now, I will be doing that after work, but I have 40 minutes. Okay. But I'm going to be doing that in my off time after work. And I just want to get this what if out to you guys, because you guys have only seen that one video today. So I'm going to be trying to post this one. After work, I'm going to post another one, and then I will be trying to find the artist. But those are the two main people I found. Now then, we start off with Deku in kindergarten. Instead of finding out that he's quirkless, he finds out that he actually has his dad's quirk. Yes, we do not have a quirkless Deku. I thought about a good idea for the story, so just bear with me. Now then, Deku is not born quirkless. That woman almost hit my car. Deku is not born quirkless. Deku is born with his dad's quirk. Deku would show it off because he actually manifested it before Bakugo, which, to surprise everyone in class, actually happened. So anyways, Deku would then show off his quirk. He's being a little confident, a little cocky. And not just that, he is also a little bit more like Bakugo. Him and Bakugo are actual good friends, and they would be somewhat rivals with who's going to go to UA. Deku would be training his quirk over and over again, always trying to find a limit, but he'd always have to... He would do certain training, like how fire dancers do it. If you don't know what that is, basically you fill your mouth full of lighter fluid, and you would blow a torch, like covered in fire. But he would just cover his mouth in lighter fluid and do all that, which sounds kind of dangerous, but it's a good way to train his quirk, because it essentially helps the fire burn brighter. Now, Deku, let us cut to around the last 10 months of middle school. Around this time, Deku is actually excited. He's telling people he's going to go to UA. Bakugo is telling people that he's going to go to UA also, and he's going to beat Deku. Deku is saying that's not going to be possible because he's going to be the number one hero. Now, oh wow. Now then, after this is whenever Deku, he would be walking home, And he's actually excited, so he's actually taking a different route. Now, because of this, ow, Deku is taking a different route, and because of this, the sludge villain wouldn't actually attack him. Not at first. Now, Deku, he's walking home and he hears a loud explosion, so he would go see what the commotion is. And he would run over there and he would find that there is a girl being attacked at the mall, if not around the street. So he's looking around and heroes don't really know how to save her. They're not really sure what to do. So Deku would immediately just jump in, and he's actually using his fire breath. So he's actually creating an entire vacuum around the villain, trying to capture it, or if not, just try and get its attention. And he would run in and actually try and pull the girl out. Now he would eventually get the girl out, but this is whenever it would start sucking him in. And as soon as this would happen, All Might would immediately arrive and do a smash, blowing away the villain, and actually turning around, revealing that he actually has a burn on his arm. Now, All Might's congratulating the kid on how powerful his quirk is, because it actually somewhat hurt him. So people are actually really surprised how strong his quirk is, and people are looking at it. They're really amazed, and Deku would be told by All Might that if he keeps that up, he'll be a good hero for sure. Now then, after that, this is whenever Deku would introduce him to the girl, or introduce himself to the girl, saying that his name is Izuku Midoriya, and he is going to be the next hero. In fact, he's going to do some training to get into UA, and the girl will introduce herself as Asui, or Sue. Now, because of that, Deku would meet her, and he'd be talking to her, and she'd somewhat thank him, and then Deku would be off. Now, after this is whenever Deku's walking home, and he would immediately be engulfed in a weird substance. Everything is going black, and his mind is somewhat going blank, as he would immediately just be teleported to the villain's hideout. Now, All For One would show himself, saying that you have a very strong quirk, boy, but it's a shame that you don't know how to use it properly. Deku's asking what he means. All For One would say that he'll show him exactly what he means, as he would put his hand on his head and rip Midoriya's quirk out of his body. Midoriya would be screaming, and he'd be trying to smack All For One's head over his face, and he's actually blowing fire into All For One's hand. But as All For One's stinging his quirk, the fire just gets dimmer and dimmer and dimmer, until it just burn out of Deku's mouth. Deku's asking what he did as he would try using his quirk, and All For One would say that he took his quirk, boy. Now let me show you what you could properly do with it. As All For One would immediately engulf himself in fire. Now this would actually shock Deku and surprise him, as he would jump away from All For One, trying to run out of the room. Shigaraki would appear and actually put his hand up to Midoriya's face, and as soon as his fifth finger made contact, it would have actually took off one of Midoriya, or it would actually cause the scar on Midoriya's cheek right here. Now, as soon as that would happen, Deku's screaming and he's in pain. All For One's saying that it's so bad that the Hero Society has messed you kids up. Now, I will show you how to do it properly, as we will now go over the next 10 months for Deku. All For One has been looking into Deku's mind. He's been torturing him in his dreams. Deku has been reported missing and is classified as deceased. Because never mind, I won't go into that. Now then, as this is happening, this is whenever Toga would walk in and she'd meet Deku. Now, she has already. Nope, not what I was trying to say. She has already met Deku, but she's only heard of him. This is her first introduction. As she begins talking to him, Deku is barely saying anything, and this is because he's still quirkless. In fact, he's not actually quirkless, but he was just given a quirk that All For One has been training him with. And this quirk is regeneration. All For One has been building his pain tolerance to the point where he's trying to see how many quirks he can put into Midoriya and pull out of him before he has a mental breakdown or before his mind breaks. Now then, because of this, not only has he been trying to strengthen up Midoriya, he decided that he will just put in more quirks into him. So the quirks he would put into Midoriya is regeneration, muscle augmentation, telekinesis, telepathy, and body augmentation. Sorry, it's very dark. Now then, because of this, All For One would slowly be putting these quirks into Deku, and as soon as Deku would have gotten he would have gotten this muscle augmentation quirk last, and as soon as he gets it, he would immediately just completely go catatonic. He starts acting like a nomu. Now, All For One has wanted to put Deku through the process of going to becoming a nomu, but he thinks that if All Might actually sees the face of a boy he told could be a hero trying to kill him, it would actually break All Might. So he just lets the boy keep his mind. What's left of it anyway. Now, because of this, he would immediately begin saying that they will begin training for the next 2 months to actually get him to be where they want him to be. As Deku would go through all this heart-grueling training, he would actually have more scars, more burns, and everything like that. And he would actually not get his original quirk back. So, because of that, Deku is always in a constant state of he's quiet, he doesn't really speak very much, he's not very talkative, and he's a selective mute. Essentially only talking whenever he is talked to. Now, because of this, while this is going on, Bakugo and Sue, they're somewhat confused because Deku told her that he's going to be at the beach training. And he was actually heading home after he told her this. She arrived the next day and she could not find him. Now, Bakugo, he's actually really concerned, and he's been trying to find Deku, but doing some small vigilante work, trying to look around, trying to figure out what happened to him. After he turned up dead, supposedly, he stopped. Now, essentially, these two are the only ones besides his mother and his father that knew he existed. Now, this is whenever Deku, he would have tried making an escape one day, but Togo would have told him to stop. Or not Toga, Shigaraki would have told Deku to stop and go back to his room. Deku would have done so, but he still listens to them because he knows what they can do. He's not stupid. In fact, he's far from that. Now, after all this training and all this torture he's been put through, it is finally time for the USJ attack. Shigaraki and everyone, they're talking about it, they're planning it. Shigaraki's saying that he should do this and this in his speech, doing all that. And this is whenever Togo would just cut him off saying that, you really shouldn't do a villain monologue like that because you don't understand. Have you never seen a movie? Just shout, "We're here to kill All Might," and we're going to do so. As Deku would hear this, he'd immediately panic, saying that, how are they going to kill All Might? And he's thinking, as he would realize that he is the weapon. Now, because of this, he would immediately just freeze up and just panic. He doesn't know what to do, and he's scared, so this is whenever All for One, sensing Deku's fright, would actually come to him, rip out the corks, and put them back in over and over again. Until Deku is essentially just hollow. Now, Deku at this point shows no fear, no emotion, and is just not human. He doesn't feel like he is anymore. He feels subhuman. Now, we are going into the USJ attack now, which is not like me to skip this far ahead. Now then, after all this has happened, this is whenever Deku, he would be told to walk through the portal. He would say that he's not going, he's no villain, or no, he wouldn't say anything. He would just walk through without saying a word. Shigaraki would gleam a sinister smile, saying that it's finally time he accepted it. As they would all walk through, Toga gets left behind, and now then. Wait, was Toga actually recruited that early? Okay, never mind. Yeah, let's say Toga was recruited that early. Because I don't know if she was recruited that early in canon or not. Anyways, now then. Everyone's talking, and then this is whenever a portal would open up. People are talking about their quirks, they're confused, as 13 would immediately be ripped apart, and Deku would walk through the portal. Bakugo and Sue, they're looking around as they're confused, and they're on a boat. Bakugo would immediately say that he has an idea, and Sue would do the events similar to canon, but with Bakugo this time. As Bakugo, his idea was just to hold on to him and fire off a massive explosion. Now, after doing so, Shigaraki would have tried attacking Sue, and this is when Deku, well, Bakugo would have gone to throw a 100% at. He would have gone to throw a 100% at Shigaraki as Deku would have stepped in, catching his hand with his fist. Now, as soon as Bakugo realizes that his arm isn't broken, he would immediately look up to see Deku's face, which not only surprises him, isn't possible, because he knows Midoriya is dead. They found his body. And he would just say, Deku? As Sue would immediately realize that this is Midoriya. She just says Izuku, as Deku would essentially just toss them away. Now, his muscle augmentation quirk is exactly like Muscular's. Because, skip ahead if you guys don't want to hear this, but I'll put a timestamp right now. Just pause the video. Anyways, okay. Muscular's quirk is essentially one of the Super Nomu's quirk, because they have an idea that you can essentially put in someone's blood into a machine and copy quirks, making it to where the original person who had the quirk still has theirs, but giving another person an exact replica. Okay, yeah, that's about. Yeah, I can just put down 19. Anyways, this is whenever Deku would be looking at them, and he just is confused as he would look at them puzzlingly, and then Bakugo and Sue would hear in their minds, "Help me." Now, as soon as they would have heard that, they would have been confused. Then Deku would have just immediately smacked them away. As All Might would arrive. Now, as soon as All Might arrives, he's asking what's going on, as he would run into the battlefield. Now, as soon as he runs in, he would actually step between. There's about 100 feet between Bakugo and Deku now. He would actually be in between, and he's wondering why these two students are fighting. As Shigaraki would announce that that's no student, in fact, that's a boy you failed to save. my master decided that if you cannot save someone, or my master decided that since you could not save everyone, we would prove that to you. And we actually gave this boy a few quirks, seeing what we could do to him. As All Might would look closer and realizes that this is that boy with a fire quirk. Now, Deku would immediately look over at All Might and he would just be shouting, "Help me, help me, help me." Or he would just be telling that to All Might in his mind, which not only puts All Might off, but as soon as Deku would charge at him, actually throwing a punch, All Might would have caught it and he would actually just retaliate with his own punch. But he's holding back. Now, as soon as All Might would start talking to Deku, saying that you need to be a hero. Okay, what was that? You need to be a hero. You need to make sure you don't give in. You are no villain. You are no murderer. Just listen to me. As Deku would be throwing around All Might and is actually just doing all that, Shinsho would have stepped in, actually saying that just yelling stop, or trying to get Deku's attention. Now, as Shinsho would get Deku's attention, he would look at him, and Deku's still shouting help. Or he would visibly just look at Shinsho and open his mouth, just whispering, "Help me." As Shinsho would just immediately brainwash Deku, telling him to stand down. When this happens, Ibara would actually just wrap Deku in vines, and Kirishima, he would be one of the only students who actually would run over to Shigaraki as soon as Shigaraki tries to command Deku, and actually punches him, making the League of Villains escape, and leaving everyone concerned and confused as to who this boy is. Because he just went toe-to-toe with the number one hero, and just stopped moving afterwards. Now, I will be going over more of the backstory in the next episode, or the next part, as... Oh yeah, my lunch is going to be over really soon. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get this done and edited, so I hope you enjoyed it. And, yeah, this is going to be one of my darker what-ifs. Similar to, I believe, the beginning of my Daredevil what-if, and Judge Dredd, which was not dark in the first half. Now, later, guys, and I will see you guys after I get home.